We're back with another match preview. Can we extend our unbeaten run as we look ahead to Saturday, where we take on West Bromwich Albion at Deepdale? Uh, I'm joined by Andy, who is West Bromwich Albion supporter. Thank you very much for coming on the channel. I just wanted to start off by talking about your owners. You didn't spend any money during the transfer window. You left it late to bring in a couple of loan signings. There was quite a lot of noise before the start of the season about your owners looking to sell the club, and recently I've heard on the news that they're looking to sell by the end of the year. So I just want to know what your thoughts are on the situation.
Oh gosh! So, as some of the guys who are listening might know, we ended up borrowing from what I think I would describe as loan sharks last season, just to keep afloat. Meanwhile, we're loaning money to the owner. I think it's something like £12 million we've loaned to him at virtually no interest rate. So, the sooner he goes, the better, quite honestly. And the rumor is that if we aren't sold by Christmas, we could be facing a fire sale in terms of our players. We sold O'Shea over the summer to Burnley. I think that was something in the order of 7 or 8 million. I think it's fair to say. And the sooner we get rid of the Chinese owners, the better, really.
Yeah, I was just wondering what your thoughts are of the start of the season, whether or not, obviously you brought in Carlos Corberán last season to replace Steve Bruce, and he went on an amazing run last season, just finished outside the playoffs. I'm just wondering obviously he's not being backed by the owners, whether or not you still rate him as a manager, or if he's still the guy to take you forward, or whether or not you're looking for a managerial change as well.
Yeah, no, I think he's fantastic. What the people say about him is that he works unbelievably hard. He prepares the players in terms of who they're playing against. He prepares them and works on them with them individually to improve them as players. And you can see when they play, and your supporters will see it as well, that they're a well drilled team. I think he works them very hard defensively. Over the summer, I was lucky enough to meet Brandon Thomas Asante, a centre forward, who's a fantastic young man. And he just confirmed all of that. That they are a very well prepared side, and I think it's critical we keep him. I think if we lose him because he gets frustrated or because the fans think we're going to do, I think we'll be in trouble.
How have your performances been so far this season? I mean, in your last game, you picked up a 0-0 draw against Millwall. How have you looked so far this season, and how have you looked in your past couple of games?
Yeah, so they look well drilled. We've scored a few goals. We've let in a few goals. I don't think man for man our defence is watertight, but as a team we're well drilled defensively. So yeah, if you've probably seen, we've drawn 4 matches, we've won 2, and we've lost 2. So I think your unbeaten record should be intact against us on Saturday, because we've only won 2 out of 8. But we'll give you a game. We'll give you a game, I would think. And one of the things I think they are capable of doing is what you'll see is if they go behind, there will come a point where they'll step it up and they'll put more attacking players onto the pitch. If we go ahead, sometimes we just seem a bit over defensive, really, and we stop carrying an attacking threat. And I don't know whether that's a product of the defensive drilling and players being frightened of risking breaking out of formation. But on a bad day, we look a bit like a punch bag. waiting to take one. Quite honestly, if we're ahead in a game, but you'll see. We'll be well drilled against you guys.
Yeah, it sounds very similar to us and how we play, whether or not we take the lead first or concede first and then try and get back into the game. What happened in our last game against Rotherham is it wasn't the greatest of first halves, but they scored pretty late on in that first half. And then all of a sudden, we just attacked them wave after attack, and we managed to find an equaliser before the half was over as well. It was a very quick comeback. But then after that, we looked settled to see how the game went in the second half, and it wasn't until the last 10 minutes until we brought on some attacking plays and went for the game. But unfortunately, Rotherham's defence just too strong in the end in that game. Is there any standout players that we should look out for coming into this game, or is it pretty similar to what it was last season, seeing that you haven't really brought in that many options?
Yeah, so we've got a player, a wide attacking player called Samiento, and he's an exciting player if he comes off the bench. He started the last game; it was the first game he'd started. He loves attacking with the ball, dribbling with the ball, going at players. I will want to be a defender up against him, so he's one to watch out for. If he's on the bench, well, yeah, he'll come on if we're behind in the game. Quite honestly, he'll probably come out, and even if we're ahead in the game. So he's one to look out for. John Swift, who really underachieved last season, did very little, quite honestly. He's started on fire. So, he's another one perhaps to watch out for. They're probably the main two. And if we're playing with five at the back, we'll have three centre-backs. So any set pieces, there's half a chance we can score. And then the other thing we do, and again, you may have seen it, is we've got Darlon Furlong, who takes the long throws from the right wing back position. So you might want to watch out for that one. But I think you're quite good defensively in the air, are you?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, that, because our average height is really low compared to the rest of the teams in the division. I think we average at about 5'11". We've got a lot of short players, especially in the midfield as well. But we've got one of the best defences in the league, and it's I don't know how we're keeping all these, like, limiting opposition to one goal or sometimes the odd clean sheet, because height wise we're very small, because we play a wing back formation as well. It's our wing backs aren't the best at defending. They're way better and they're comfortable getting forward, because Brady is our main left wing back. He's normally left wing, and Brad Potts at right wing back. He normally plays at attacking midfield. So it's really down to our back three. Hughes, Lindsay and Story are our main back three. I know we're the home side in this game, and you usually expect the home side to be the team to go out there and attack the away side. All our wins so far this season is when we've had 45% possession or less. We will let you have a lot of the ball until we go behind, if that happens during any stage of the game. Is Wallace still at your club?
Yeah, Wallace has been captain in the team, and he still plays wide right. But he's had a quiet start to the season. Yeah, I have to say, Sarmiento on the other side. He's been more of a threat. But we're a bit short of attacking options. We've got 2 injuries, so we've brought in Madger over the summer as a forward, with DK being injured, and he's gone and got injured as well. So Brandon Thomas Asante remains our only fit, credible striker at the club. So yeah, Wallace is there, but your wing back may be able to keep him quite enough.
Yeah, we've got 3 of our main strikers out injured at the moment. One of them, Will Keane, might be back for the bench for this game, but the other two, Emile Reese and Ched Evans, won't be back until Christmas. Our weakest side on the pitch is probably the left-hand side, because Brady, who covers at left wing back role, came back from injury for the Rotherham game, so I'm not sure if it's just whether or not he needs to get back up to speed or not, but he didn't look the greatest defensively out there. I mean, he did get the assist for our only goal in that game. So we're definitely weak down the left-hand side. Our player to look out for coming into this game, probably Dwayne Holmes at the moment. He's contributed a lot so far this season. He's already equalled the tally that he had at Huddersfield just in the short space of 8 games that we've had this season. Also, Alan Brown, the captain, he just puts in just excellent performances all round every single game. Is there any other players out injured for you, or have you picked up any suspensions?
I think we're all good. As I say, DK and Majid, the other striker, they're both out. But I think the rest of the players are pretty more or less fit, I think. So, yeah, shouldn't be too many excuses in terms of availability. The two players to watch out for in terms of the team announcement, because last week we played the 2 matches against Watford and Millwall in the week, and when we played against Millwall, he made 3 or 4 changes, and players that hadn't previously started suddenly came into the team. But central midfield, we have Jason Malumbi and we have Lukushlu, and those 2 players are critical to us. And I tend to think whenever they're not playing, we're a weaker team. So if I was a Preston supporter, I'd be looking at our team sheet and looking to see if we've got Samiento playing out wide. Have we got Lukushlu and Malumbi playing central midfield? And if any of those 3 are missing, I'd be quite pleased as a Preston supporter.
I'll definitely look out for that then. Going into the score predictions, seems like you're pretty similar to us. With what we've had so far. I know we've picked up more victories than you have, and you have picked up a couple of defeats. So this could end in a draw, but I'm just going to edge a 2-1 victory to Preston in this one. We have won 4 out of 4 of our home games so far this season. The last one, all of them have ended in a 2-1 scoreline, and whether or not, it depends on who scores first or not. It might end up in a 0-0 draw, considering just what you've been saying as well and what we've tend to play like so far this season. But I'll go for a 2-1 Preston win for this one.
Yeah. My head says that's a sensible prediction. But, I've got to go with my heart, haven't I? We've only lost 2. On the other hand, we haven't won away from home. So, I've got to give them some credit, haven't I? I've got to go for a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, fair enough. Just quickly before we finish then, do you think you'll be able to put a push on the playoffs this season if you manage to bring in a few January signings?
Yeah, I can't, even if a takeover takes place of the club, I can't see it all being pulled together in time for Christmas. I can't see there's any way we're going to finish in the playoffs, quite honestly. As I say, the only way would be somebody coming in quickly and buying the club and having the January transfer window available. I think the players that we've got are credible, and I think they'll compete at this level. But I don't see them getting into the playoffs. I'd be happy for my club just to be solvent at the end of the year, at the end of the season, with new investors and still in the Championship. Yeah, honestly, I would. What would it be? A 21st place would keep us in the Championship. If we finish mid-table, I'd be happy.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on to say your part as a West Brom fan. We'll see what happens on Saturday. And everyone, thank you all for watching, and please do leave a like if you did enjoy.